Hello, my name is Tyler. I'm re-recording this video because about 75% of the way through, I realized I wasn't recording. So, if you're unfamiliar, this is my returning to Road to Laugh Tale series where I'm just going through each of those four and talking about them, giving my thoughts. I got some notes. Let's get it started. So we open with a big double page that focuses on Kaido and Big Mom, and it says that like the emperors have fallen. It's pretty much confirmation to the reader that their time is done. They're not coming back. I don't think they should come back. Get these people out of here. You know, their time is over. So on the very next page, two double pages, and I'll talk about them each individually. There's a section talking about how Sabo has caused a lot of drama at the Reverie because we knew that this happened, but we were yet to have the concrete information about it. We knew that there was a death. We knew that Sabo was in trouble, and we knew that the warlords were disbanded. To me, that just feels like hints and setup towards what we get to see later during Egghead, where we get to see all the people that aren't on Egghead. We get to see the Kobe and Garp mission. We get to see where Kid and Law are at. We get to see this Reverie rescue mission for Kuma. I believe that these Road to Laugh Tales, with hindsight, it's so clear that they were trying to ready the readers up to be able to read these with like much less issues. Because like if people forgot somehow who Sabo was or just, you know, moments in the story, if somebody just wasn't paying attention or if they forgot, they'd be confused how certain characters ended up where they were. So to the reader, very nice to have this, but with hindsight, it's like, oh my gosh, how did we not realize that we were getting to get like this mini arc sooner? You know? So on this next page, we get some focus on some of the former warlords because they were just recently disbanded at this point in the story. We see Mihawk, we see Buggy, you know, they come together a little later. And then we see Boa, but who do we see? Who do we see next? Edward Weevil. Reopening this page, oh my gosh, I was so excited because I just made a video about Weevil. I'll put it up there. Go watch it. I think it's a banger. I think it's a spot on theory. But, you know, everybody believes their own theories. You be the judge. Let me know. But, oh man, am I excited to see Weevil's future in the story. Because this Sabo stuff, that shit was hype. The Buggy stuff, hype. Emperor, you know? Like all of this Road to Laugh Tale stuff is set up for the reader so that they are like even more excited to see these characters again. And oh boy, am I excited to see where Weevil goes, especially considering the implications that I had in that video. So on the next page, we have this big black and white double page that focuses on Blackbeard and Shanks. And I find it interesting here because at the corner we get to see like it hints at like where's Blackbeard going? Because at the time we had no idea where he was going, but we now know that he was going to Amazon Lily because Boa no longer had government protections, so it's fine for an emperor to go invade, right? But also I find it funny how at the time we hadn't had Kuzan confirmed yet as the 10th Titanic captain, but on Road to Laugh Tale it's blanked out. I think I remember at the time people were saying that it was going to be Kuzan because like nobody else really made sense. And then going to the Shanks side of the page, they remind us of some of Shanks' previous activities in the story, where there's one where he's at that wedding. It was a cover story, I believe, for catching the world up on the bounties post Dressrosa, and we get to see Shanks with a newspaper, and he's at a wedding. Be this a political marriage? Maybe it's on Elbaf. Maybe Loki finally getting married. We don't really know yet. We have not really talked about this wedding really at all. We get some reminders that like Kid had some interactions with Shanks, which set up for later, as you know. And then we see Shanks' alleged meeting with the Gorosei. As a subscriber to the Shanks twin theory, I think this is hints towards that. Just to remember, because it says face to face with the meeting of the elders at Marijois. Why is he allowed to have an audience with the elders? He truly is a man of mystery. Because that's not him. That's not him. It's just a guy who looks like him. Then we also see a little bit about Shanks' scar. He says that it aches when he thinks about Blackbeard. So I think this is set up for a potential Shanks versus Blackbeard crew conflict, because the editors put this together and they know more about the story than we do. I'm sure they know about major fights that happen, maybe not the details of them. We can assume that they know more than we do, right? So I think this is them giving us that little wink and a nod, because they're sort of parallel characters. They were both on crazy strong pirate crews as children. A little perpendicular intersection here is that, like, Shanks is a hockey man. His crew is, as far as we know, all hockey users, and Blackbeard's crew is all devil fruit users. And there's that line later where Law is like, you're carrying around a bunch of anchors because they can't swim, right? And the hockey man can. So I think it'll be a crazy interaction that I can't wait to see. On our next page, we get a bunch of information about different blades and swords in the series. A lot of it is not really too interesting to me. It's mostly like sword grades and their names. I'll be honest. Not really for me. But what is for me is this little blurb at the bottom left corner. It's like it's a direct call out to black blades and how they're made. And like they're posing the question to us. And they say that Yoru and Shusui, the sword that Zoro got from Ryuma, it says that they're black blades, and it says, like, is hockey alone enough? I think that's a hint that we just don't understand yet. We know that armament hockey turns blades black, but these blades are permanently black, right? They don't chip, they don't bend, even if a dinosaur would step on them. To me, it's a really interesting question on how one would go about making a black blade. Because we know that Yoru, Mihawk's sword, is a black blade, and we know that Shusui, Ryuma's sword, is a black blade. The greatest swordsman in history and the greatest swordsman of today. Then we move on to the concept art section of Road to Laugh-Tale. And a little funny one that I forgot about was that initially Kaido's hybrid form design was going to have a long neck to be more dragon-like. I think I can imagine it looking pretty goofy, and that's why Oda changed it. But I do think it's an interesting design. And then lastly here, we see a devil fruit change that I do find really interesting is Black Maria. In this concept art, we find out that she was initially going to have a Stegosaurus ancient zone. In this, they say that the Stegosaurus has the most unique spine in nature. And who did she fight? She fought Nico Robin, the spine breaker. She loves breaking people's backs. So I do think that would have been a crazy moment if she did have the Stegosaurus fruit. That, like, Robin breaking the Stegosaurus plates would have been crazy. But, that's for an alternate universe to enjoy. Thanks for watching this one. Subscribe for the rest. See you later. Bye-bye.